did meditation change your vision, the way you look at life?
In my talks, I often mention. So yesterday I was speaking to principals of schools, 200 of them, we 300. So the first thing I said, so let's talk about the purpose of life. Why are we here? And okay, why are we in this auditorium today? Let's start with that. Is it to meet others? Is it to learn something? Is it something else? And then we raise the bar. What are we doing in our careers? What is the purpose of education? How should I be as a principal? And then we raise the bar further. What is the purpose of my whole life? And how should I be remembered when I'm gone? With what consciousness? Well, this is a spiritual element. With what consciousness should I leave this earth? A consciousness of being incomplete, being out of sorts or average? Or should I be going with a consciousness that is very happy, supremely calm, and content with what I've done in my life? And even if I've been human at times, it's okay, because I'm going with a consciousness that I did my best to uplift my cause. So the whole life which you mentioned changes with meditation, because meditation is not only meditation. It's a spiritual way of living. It's the inner life. The inner life is about winning the inner battle. It doesn't depend on the outer victories. So in the autobiography of Yogi, I think Larry Maharshi says, Larry Maharshi is the guru of Yukteswar, who is the guru of Paramahansa Yogananda, the author. He says, though man's proclivity to get into trouble, something like that, appears to be endless, the infinite succor is far more resourceful. So the infinite is far more resourceful than the problems we create. He sorts them out. But for that, we need to go with him, connect. So whatever I try, I must ultimately go within. Major problems cannot be resolved exclusively by action. We need to have faith.
What about psychedelic drugs like mushrooms, LSD? What do you think about that?
Every human being has his own journey. And human beings have desires. And when the desires are unfulfilled, or we get into depression, or we find an easy way out, and then this company, we want to appear cool.
Even otherwise, the mind is difficult to control, right?
Very monkey mind.
A monkey mind. It'll go from here to Hawaii and back to Jumri Talaya and then back to Delhi.
Yeah.
So, though I've never been to Jumri Talaya, but anyway.
I haven't even heard of what that is.
Well, it's a place you hear of in the movies. I don't know where it is. So, the point is that the mind becomes totally uncontrollable if we are depending on substance abuse. And then it's a very vicious cycle.
I want to take a little bit of a step back. You were talking about like consciousness and the impressions that you come with, right? Like, for example, if you're going and you're going with a sense of am I leaving this body with a mindset? What mindset am I leaving with? So do you believe that we leave this body as if we're leaving these clothes? Like, do you believe कि reincarnation होती है and कि हम लोग वापस आएंगे, बस we're just changing the form basically? And do we come back with those impressions? Like, for example, if I leave my body or die with a lot of anger or hatred towards the person, right? बहुत ज़्यादा खुंदक है, and I feel like I want to just want that person to go. Do I come back with somehow in that same feeling in the other form?
I think so. That's absolutely right. So what happens is that I've also read this. I've also heard this, and maybe I've felt it a little bit through my meditation. I'm not an expert. I'm also a student. So the Gita says that we reincarnate and we will never be satisfied and we will never be one with God and we'll never stop reincarnating until we find that oneness with God. And we raise the level of our consciousness to the level of almost the Almighty. तो उसमें क्या होता है कि Paramahansa Yogananda says that this is a school where we have to learn. We will never graduate from this school by failing. So we have to come back to the school again and again and again. So I believe totally in reincarnation. And it is not belief. It is, according to me, it's a fact. I mean, medical science can't prove it.
A lot of studies of people remembering their past
lives. Absolutely. So past life, etc. Yeah. So the soul puts the garb of a body. And there's a monk of SRF called Brother Anandmoy. He says, pardon me, that's your package. You look at yourself in the mirror, oh, I'm looking good. That's your package. The package is not you. And he said, what do they do with your package when you die? So everybody laughs. So they burn it or they bury it. So that's not you. So your soul will go, and you said, if you have hatred, then you'll go with that consciousness. That's true. So if I'm going with a consciousness of calmness, peace, then I'm going to be okay. Now, a story here. So one of the monks was giving a talk, and he said, a person went to God. I mean, after his demise, and he passed, and he went, and St. Peter, the pearly gates, he asked him. He says, so how was your life? He says, it was great, but this one guy troubled me a lot. He says, okay, but how were you in reaction and response to that guy? We don't want to know about that guy. What was your life like? Whatever happened to you, how were you? And when that guy comes, we'll ask him, why did you trouble that guy? Because you are the hero of your story. So it's our job to lead a life of purpose. And the purpose is to find God and to minimize our deficiencies. But then Yogananda says, when you walk away from the darkness, when you walk towards the light, you're automatically walking away from the darkness. You don't need to fight the darkness. Ignorance, hatred, fear, worry, anger, or deceit, robbery, whatever you do. You move towards the light, and that is going. And he says also, a saint is a sinner who never gave up. Everybody starts off with past life sins. We never give up. And you become a saint. Like Angulimal. There's a story of Angulimal in mythology, which is that he was a Daku. He became a saint.
Valmiki.
Yeah, and we are not bad. Easier for us to become saints.